So I have to say, with episode 9 of SukaSuka, I quite enjoyed this episode, not as much as last week's episode, but at the core, I think this was a pretty solid episode, and before I started recording this review, I checked a couple of forum posts, the Reddit post for episode 9, just to get an idea of what maybe some of the original source material readers were saying, and it seems that a lot of source material readers were a little disappointed that, I guess, this episode had a lot of anime original content, and as well, the reveal with Ithea, I think that's how you pronounce her name, if not, forgive me, I'm not good with pronunciation, but the girl who reveals that essentially that who she is, that's not the original Ithea, that's actually a different person who's just reacting who she was based on the journal that was left to her, and apparently that's like really foreshadowed and hinted at before the reveal in the original light novels there. Now, for myself as an anime original, how they handled the reveal just like literally like 5 minutes into the episode, dropping that bombshell, I actually liked how it was handled. I like how it was never, like, laid out, like, I don't think any anime original is going to be really thinking anything, because everything's been really focused on Catholi and her memories, and then Willem kind of trying to comfort her. So the fact that they drop it like that, and the fact that it's more or less used to be kind of a comfort icon for Catholi, for myself, I actually like how that's handled. I think, in terms of the anime, I can't speak for the original source material, but for the anime, it's been directed in such a way the focus is on Catholi and her losing her memories and becoming a different person. Essentially a blank slate, or the past self is going to take over. That's more or less what's been presented to us, and it's Willem trying to find a way to save those memories. So the fact that we really haven't focused much on the other characters, the fact that they are more of a supporting cast, and the fact that this bombshell gets dropped and is easily brushed aside afterwards because it's used to comfort Catholi and give her an option to not worry because, look, I've been doing this all along. She even considered killing herself because she woke up thinking, like, am I dead? And then she had to read her diary to figure out, no, I just lost all my memories and this is who I was, and she just pretended to be this all along. I could understand why people may not like that info drop, but for me, because of how they use it, it's not like they just used it in a random scene. It's not like they dropped this massive bombshell and then they went and had dinner. No, it's Catholi just literally scared. She's losing her memory. She's forgetting things. She's forgotten over half of these kids. She can relearn names, but she can't relearn memories. So to see how that's used as a kind of like comfort icon for her, I think it was actually handled pretty well. Now, granted, obviously you can have more build-up and foreshadowing in the original, but as, like, how the anime is, like, directing and how they're layering it, like, I mean, for an anime original like myself, I really liked how they handled it, and it really made me feel sorry for Catholi, because it's just hard to watch what's going through, and you know she's not gonna have a happy ending. Like, I mean, we've knew something bad was gonna happen ever since pretty much episode 1. We're like, this shit's gonna get bad, and it is. And I mean, I actually had this pointed out, and I actually saw Twitter, Reddit, things like that. I mean, I'm not gonna explain it, but if you do want to have a hint at what's going to happen, go watch the first few minutes of episode 1. There's actually, like, content that's probably going to happen 2 episodes from now in the first few minutes of the first episode. So if you want to have a little bit of a sneak peek, go ahead, but I won't say it just in case, because I know there are some people who don't want to now go back and look at it, but yeah, it's kind of interesting looking at that content. But something I really want to compliment is actually Catholi's voice acting. There's a couple of moments off and on, like she's always had solid voice acting, I think it matches her character well, but there's a moment like when she's sitting and she's knitting and Willem's looking next to her, and she acts embarrassed and she's like just kind of trying to work on the scarves that she's knitting for the kids, and just her voice actress really did a good job of making it sound like this embarrassed, cute voice. Which is something that I feel like a lot of series, they try to make that overly like, I'm not actually embarrassed because this guy or girl is looking at me, but I feel like the voice it just felt really natural in that particular moment, where I was like, wow, that actually sounds like if this was a real scenario, not someone in a booth recording voice acting, if this was to happen in a real world setting, that actually sounds like a girl who is just embarrassed because the guy that she loves is complimenting her and things like that. And I actually really liked how they handled it, and there was just a couple of moments off and on in this episode where I was like, wow, her voice actress, in scenes that really you don't need to go above and beyond in, I thought she went above and beyond, so I really liked that myself. But overall, the episode, it was good. Like, I mean, it wasn't extraordinary, it wasn't, like, spectacular, but, you know, we've been building up to what's coming. Like, she's losing her memories, we're going to get a sword. Like, is she gonna get the sword in time? Is she just gonna lose her like, there's so much that they can go with it. But at the core, like, I mean, we're building up. I mean, people who just want sad, sad, sad nonstop, I mean, they're probably gonna be disappointed, but I didn't think we're gonna get major sadness until something like Anohana at the very end of the series. So that's what I think we're getting here. But at the core, even if they are cutting stuff, even if they are rushing stuff from the original, As an anime only who has no knowledge of the original source material, this has been paced for myself quite well. I mean, there are aspects where it feels a bit kind of like janky, out of place in some of the middle episodes there, but the past few I've been really digging. I think just the characterization and just what they're doing, and I think that bombshell of just a reveal that I feel isn't really the original, that she's just an imitation of the original, I think that was used really well to complement the memory just loss that Cthulhu is going through. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below for the original light novel readers for anime originals. What did you think of the episode overall? And how excited are you for episode 10 next week? So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and before you leave, smack that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.